Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Dr. Shahbaz here. So in this video, I will demonstrate how to conduct and interpret binary Probit regression analysis in SPSS. Probit regression is used when the dependent variable has two categories, such as approved versus rejected, yes versus no, or success versus failure. So in our case, we have a data set of 180 customers, and we have a dependent variable as non approved with the dummy values 0 equal to no and yes equal to 1. So in this way we are going to perform the Probit regression in SPSS. We will examine whether debt to income ratio, credit score and employment years significantly predict the probability of loan approval or not. So I will explain when to use probability regression, how it differs from binary logistic regression, and how to run the analysis in SPSS, and how to interpret model fit, wall tests, coefficients, confidence intervals, and significance values in Probit regression analysis in SPSS. Because Probit coefficients are expressed on a Probit scale, I will also explain why exponentiated coefficients should not be interpreted as conventional odds ratios. So first of all, before performing to the Probit regression as in SPSS, we need to concern some important points in our presentation. So we are going to do binary Probit because we have a binary dependent variable with yes and no. So that is why we set our research question as do credit score, debt ratio and employment years significantly predict the probability that a loan application is approved. So this is our research question. So we will test the research question. So Probit maps probability through the normal CDF. And there are two ways to conduct Probit regression analysis in SPSS. First one, we do the binary Probit via general linear models to generalized linear models. And second option is analyze to regression to Probit regression analysis. So we are going to do the binary Probit regression via generalized linear models. So binary coding independence and link specification matter. Predictor normality and homoscedasticity are not required in binary Probit regression analysis in SPSS. So there are 6 conditions or 6 checks before interpretations. Binary outcome, the outcome variable should be a binary variable. Exactly 2 categories and a defined event. Independent cases, correct link choice, linearity in Probit, low multicollinearity and no separation of data. So these are the threshold values. When we conduct the Probit regression in SPSS, we need to see the significance, Pearson, deviance, and various inflation factor with tolerance level, personal, Pearson, residual, and convergence. So now we come back to our data set and we are going to perform the Probit regression in SPSS. First of all, we need to click on analyze and we go for generalized linear models and then click on generalized linear models. So here we are specific to binary Probit regression. So we need to click typo model. We are doing binary Probit and then we come to response. So our dependent variable is binary approval decision, loan approval. Okay, so reference category there is, so basically there are 2 category, 0 equal to no and 1 equal to yes. So if you choose last, so it means our yes category will be the reference. If you use first, then the 0 mean no category will be the reference. So we will keep it same as last, highest value which is 1, so we keep it as reference. Okay, so we go to predictors. So debt to income, our covariate variable, and as well credit score our covariate, and years of employment also covariate variable. So if you have other factor like a categorical variable, so we will put in factors section. So because all independent variables were scale variables, so that's why we put under covariates. So now we come to model, and these are our all independent predictors. So we put into model set and then go to estimations and statistics. We also need include exponential parameter estimates. Click OK. So we get the results of Probit regression. So first of all, there is a case processing summary included. There are total 180 sample and excluded 0. And because Probit regression took all my sample size, so it means there is no missing. So as well, categorical variable information, because binary approval, non-approval decision, we put no equal to 0 and yes equal to 107. So it means there is a 59.4% chances of non-approval. As well, we see the next table, continuous variable information, debt to income ratio. There are total sample 180, minimum, maximum, mean and standard deviation for all independent covariates. Okay, now we come to goodness of it. And if I see that deviance value 146.304 with a degree of freedom, and the p-value is 0.831, and we have already learned the threshold value. You can see here deviance value near 1, all predictors into 0.831. You can see here 0.831 because it should be near 1, so it means 0.83 is very close to 1. As well, you can see here the Pearson chi-square value is 153.183, and in case of chi-square the p-value is 0.870. So if we see the chi-square deviance value, so it means the value also near to 1, so it means the value 0.87 is also close to 1. So in this case, the deviance to degrees of freedom ratio and chi-square ratio were more close to 1. So it means it indicates an acceptable model fit and no evidence of serious over dispersion. So now we move to next table. This is omnibus test. The likelihood ratio chi-square is 96.768 with the degree of freedom 3, and the p-value is significant 0.000, which is lower than 0.05. So we next table the test of model effects. We can see here debt ratio, credit score and employment years show all the significant values are lower than 0.05. So it means all three independent variables are predicting the dependent variable loan approval. So this is the main table we need to interpret to check the impact of independent on dependent variable. So first we see the debt ratio, and we find that debt ratio was a significant positive predictor to loan approval because the unstandardized beta value is 2.682 and the value is P significant, and the odd ratio is 14.618. So it means the p value is less than 0.05. So it means debt to income ratio significantly impact the approval of loan. On the other hand, if we see the credit score, so credit score was also a significant negative predictor to loan approval. Therefore, it means applicants with higher credit scores had a lower probability of rejection and a greater probability of approval because the p-value is also less than 0.05. If we see the employment years was also a significant negative predictor to loan approval because the value in p-value is also less than 0.05 and the unstandardized beta is negative 0.089. So it means applicants with longer employment histories had a lower probability of rejection and a greater probability of approval. So overall, if we want to conclude the results, we can say that higher debt ratios reduce the likelihood of loan approval, while higher credit score and longer employment histories increase the likelihood of approval. So in this way, we perform the Probit regression analysis in SPSS by using a generalized linear model. If you find my video helpful, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you can get my next video.